My name is Beston. I live in Cape Town. Also, I do delivery. Interbet helped me to realize my dreams. Now I have my own delivery vehicle and I'm able to do the removal in and around Cape Town.
Racing takes place on Sunday out at Hollywoodbets Greyville. We are racing on the turf track. 8 races on the program with race number 1 set to get underway at 12:40. It is, of course, the Pink Drive race day where we've got the Pink Drive Michaelmas handicap, the feature on the afternoon, and looking forward to that contest. We see some very nice horses in action. And obviously Adabar, the up-and-coming horse, he's a 4-year-old that is on the up, and interesting to see how he does go in that race. But race number 1, the start of the bar part over 1,200 meters. Let's get straight into it. We do have a rerun for you, that of Benny in the area when finishing third, and then interviews with Duncan Howells and Nicolette Roscoe.
Leaders to go, T-Rex the leader, I Surrender, Benny in the area is moving in, King Palace, towards the outside is Magic Prince, Benny in the area is now coming strongly with I Surrender, King Palace on the outside and Magic Prince, King Palace is now taking off, and here's King Palace from Benny in the area and Magic Prince, and King Palace got up to win, I Surrender, Benny in the area and Magic Prince.
Irish Lucky was quite disappointing first time out, but he seemed to hit a bad patch going through the junction at Scottsville. He didn't raise a gallop after that, travelling well, and then dropped a bit with the rider. I think he needs further, and I think he'll be quite green in this race. It's like his first run. He is also shown me ability at home, so if he's not too green, he could run into the back end of quartets, but I'm expecting him to be quite green still.
Yeah, no, he's a first-timer. It's over at 1,200. He will need to go a little bit further, but it's nice to get some experience. He's a big horse. He's got a huge action on him. So they'll go a little bit quick for him, which will help him because he can get into that stride. And, yeah, just the experience, and he'll come on nicely.
Yeah, two interesting comments here regarding numbers 5 and 7, maybe horses that we can keep an eye on in the future. But the first race, your favourite is Benny in the area. We saw him running third behind King Pelez there. And he wasn't disgraced, beaten at 2 lengths. And I've always believed that 1,400 is just a bridge too far for him. And now that they're dropping him in trip back to 1,200, could certainly be ideal. He's been priced up at around 3-1 in the market. Mayor of Maryville is at 5-1. Capellino, the first timer, has attracted quite a bit of support. Son of Hat Puntano, 14-1 into 6-1 from the Wendy Whitehead yard. It's 8-1 about Mo King, 8-1 Mount Meru, 12-1 and Better Bar. Those Benny in the area, he's obviously a horse that what you see is what you get. I don't think he's probably going to be too special, but I think he could win a couple of races if he does manage to get the job done in this contest. It does look to be the ideal opportunity for him. He's obviously had 13 bites at the cherry. He's run quite a few seconds, and he's in some nice form at the moment from the Gary Richard. Richard Furry sticks with a ride, which is obviously a positive sign from a good draw. He'll be there or thereabouts. I think number 1, General Bing, is going to make very good improvement. Last time out, I was actually pleased with his run behind Andy Kugel on the poly track. He finished 4th, and I think with racing, he's going to come on. He's a horse that he could be looking for possibly a bit more ground, but maybe not mature enough yet to tackle the longer trips. Pole position draw, Sereno Mudley aboard. He's riding extremely well. So I think General Bing could be worth an inclusion, especially at around 12-1 in the market. He could be a nice result for those bypots. Number 2, Mo King. He's a bit in and out, hard to predict. 6 last time out behind Paris Revolt, although not beaten too far, so he could possibly get involved in trifectas and quartets. You've got Mount Meru, last time out behind Zabadak. Not convinced that's a strong piece of form. But his prior run, that was a decent run. He's obviously going to need to confirm that promise. And then, as I mentioned, Capellino. Mayor of Maryville, last time out there was quite a bit of talk. I was not sold on his chances. I thought he would need the run, 1,400 meters, poly track first time out. There were a lot of question marks around this individual last time out for me, and I was happy to pass him by. And he didn't run the greatest of races on the surface, returning off a rest. So it's going to be interesting to see how he goes from that deep draw of 14 for Cabello Martignana and Weo Marwin, who's got his horses in a good space at the moment. So race number 1, obviously you got to respect the market with regard to number 13, Capellino. He's found the early bet in support, and he's a horse that looks to be of interest now that the money is around for him. Just trying to see in the computer form if there is a comment from Wendy Whitehead, and the comment is will need the run. So maybe just because lack of opposition, this horse has attracted a bit of support, but definitely keep an eye on the market. Benny in the area, the horse to beat, but he doesn't set a particularly high standard, so he's obviously vulnerable, and I think the each way play in the race could be number 1, General Bing, at around 12 to 1 in the market. Best of the draws, he's back onto the turf track, and he could be a nice inclusion in all bets in race number 1.
It's good fun. Days like these are great. You get the whole industry together. And to have, companies and corporations like Interbet and Cape Racing who are so generous with sort of time and energy into making a day like this possible is it's fantastic for everyone.